Hi guys, the Metal Maniac back again, and welcome to another music collection update video. I'm just gonna get right into it because I have a lot of stuff to show you guys. Alright, so first up is the demo Rising by the black and death metal band Feligiathon. This was actually a short-lived project by the one and only Cam Lee of Massacre. Yeah, I think this is the only thing he ever put out under the Feligiathon. I can't even pronounce it right. Feligiathon band name. Um, Judging from at least I think this is the only thing he ever put out with this side project. At least that's what I saw on the Metal Archives. But yeah, so this came out in 1998. I guess this was like, was this after Massacre broke up for a while? I don't know. I know at one point after that really terrible second full length album, they broke up for a while. But yeah, a really cool demo and something you wouldn't really, this is black and death metal, something you wouldn't really attribute, you know, Cam Lee to, because he's mostly in the he a lot. All the bands he's been in have been like, mostly just traditional death metal. But yeah, a really cool sort of 3-track black and death metal demo. But yeah. All right. Next up is the demo "Terminate with Extreme Prejudice" by the death metal band Hell's Elves. This band is so unknown that I literally can't find any information on them anywhere on the internet. Not even on the Metal Archives. And the audio of this demo has never been uploaded to YouTube before. So yeah, there's literally nothing on this band anywhere that at least I can find anywhere on the internet. But I guess you could kind of say they're kind of Cannibal Corpse-esque, I guess, in their musicality. Maybe a bit more. I guess they have a bit more. I don't know, sort of. What do you call it? No, they definitely are a bit more, I guess, or a bit less sort of groove oriented in the riffs, like Cannibal Corpse, and more. I don't know. It's kind of hard describing their thing. They're kind of like, I guess if you like Cannibal Corpse, this band is sort of similar, I guess, but again, similar but different. But yeah, anyway, I can't find any information on this band anywhere on the internet. But I will be uploading audio of this demo at some point soon, so at least more people will be able to hear this demo. But yeah, really cool demo by a very unknown band. Alright, next up is the self-titled demo by the thrash metal band Deathknit Cross. Really, really great traditional thrash metal demo. I think this is the only thing this band ever put out. I couldn't find anything else by them anywhere, or even any information on if there is anything else. But anyway, yeah, just a really great, very underrated demo by a very great underrated thrash metal band. Next up is the demo Beyond the Unknown by the death thrash band Assailant. Another very unknown band, and this is the only thing they ever put out. But yeah, it's such a great demo. It has some of the best riffs I've ever heard in death thrash. I mean, there's some great catchy stuff on here, some great solos as well, really good vocals. But yeah, another great demo. Alright, next up is a re-release of an older demo, and that is the re-release of the demo Wage of Mayhem by Nasty Savage. So when I got this, I was like, this is weird. I've never seen this image before. So most people who know of the Wage of Mayhem demo will know of the iconic, promo image that they used. where like the band is sort of lined up one next to another, and then the vocalist has this like really cool sort of almost medieval armor he's wearing. But this is different. This looks like a completely different. It is a completely different promo photo that they're using. Although it looks way worse. It looks a lot more bad quality. Like it's been like photocopied like 1,000 times over or something, and there's like some weird like photoshopping going on with the eyes of the vocalist. You can see the red photoshopped into the photo. But yeah, this is actually the first time this demo has been re-released on cassette, probably since like the third or fourth edition back in the 80s. But apparently, this image actually originally was on their second edition of this demo. But I've only seen images of like the first edition. I think maybe like the third edition. I know there's one that has like it's just the logo of the band with like a black border around it. That might be. I think that's like the third or fourth edition. But apparently, this photo comes from the cover. Originally, was on the cover of the second edition of the demo. But this re-release is really cool because it comes with a lot of previously unreleased live and rehearsal recordings. But yeah, really great stuff from actually kind of an underrated band. Especially during their very early, like I guess like people know of this band from their first full-length album onwards, but I'd say the Wage of Mayhem demo was actually pretty underrated for how influential it was. But yeah, just a really great re-release with some really cool bonus tracks. All right. Next up is another re-release of an older demo, and that is the cassette re-release of the Lethal Presence demo, Unholy Alliance. I was looking for this everywhere. So I already have the vinyl re-release that came out a couple of years ago. I don't remember exactly when that came out, but it was a little while ago. And then I saw recently that they were gonna put out a re-release on cassette, and which is really exciting because this is the first time it's been on cassette since the original 1986 release of this demo. And I actually was kind of hoping they would use the a rare alternate version of the artwork. So this is the main artwork. There was an alternate version that actually I kind of like a little bit better. It was like a skull with like a Viking helmet or something like that. But this is still a really good artwork. But I kind of was wishing that when they announced it that they would do something a bit different and maybe use the alternate artwork. But whatever. I was still excited to get this demo, but unfortunately it sold out quick. It was this cassette re-release was limited to like 100 copies, and it sold out almost completely before it was. I think it. I can't remember. It either sold out before the pre-orders ended or like right after the pre-orders ended, because I was like a couple days before the pre-orders ended. I went back to order it like after the pre-order stage, when it was supposed to be just released, and it was unavailable. I couldn't find it anywhere. So I looked on. I kept looking on like Discogs and eBay. Maybe a copy of it would pop up. And for a while there was nothing. But finally, I found a mint condition copy. It wasn't even opened or out of its plastic wrapper plate or anything. But I found this copy on Discogs. But yeah, I'm just really happy to own a cassette version of this demo. Although, unlike the vinyl version, it doesn't come with any bonus tracks, but that's all right. The main demo itself is superb. I again, pretty much every single thing featured in this video, I highly recommend. But yeah, some really great thrash metal. All right. Where am I gonna put these? I'll stick them over here for now. Hold on, I gotta move some stuff over. There we go. All right, so I had to move some stuff over. Anyway, Next up is the demo "Surrender Unto Evil" by the Blackened Thrash Metal band, or I guess Blackened Thrash Metal slash Blackened Death Metal. There's some thrashiness on here, but there's some death metal, a lot of death metal stuff going on here. But so I guess Blackened Death Thrash, I guess you could call it, by the Singaporean Blackened Death Thrash band Euronymous. No relation to the guitarist. It has no relation to the guitarist from Mayhem. Just same name. But anyway, yeah, this demo is kind of a weird part of a weird internet mystery on YouTube. Okay, so for some reason, every single there's been like three or four times where someone has uploaded this audio of this demo onto YouTube, but every single time it's the incorrect audio. Every single time, even though it has the band the title of the video says "Surrender Unto Evil" demo by Euronymous, whatever. It's actually not the correct audio. Every single time, it's always the audio from another Singaporean band called Vomiter with their it's the audio of a band called Vomiter, and they're a demo called Annex Gar. How do you pronounce it? I think it's Annex Gargle. I don't know. I haven't checked in a while, but Annex Gargle or Annex Gorgle or something like that. But yeah, it's the audio of that demo, not this demo. But every single time someone uploads the audio of that demo, it's labeled as this one. So I don't know what's going on with mistaken identity with this demo and the other one. Not sure, but yeah. So even though it might look like people have uploaded audio of this demo onto YouTube, that's not the case. It's a completely different demo audio. But if you do want to check this demo out if you're interested in just listening to it before maybe buying it, luckily this band has a Bandcamp page where you could listen to the correct demo audio, where you can actually listen to this demo instead of the other demo that's constantly being mistaken as this demo for some reason. But yeah, just some really great, intense, blackened death thrash stuff. And also it has some of the most unique guitar playing I've ever heard. Especially on the last song called "Bring the Heavens Down." But yeah, I'm actually very very excited to do a review of this demo. I'm not gonna do it tonight; it's pretty late, but maybe tomorrow or in a few days. But yeah, just a very awesome demo. Before I get to the next thing, I just want to mention that demo does come with this interesting little pamphlet, piece of paper, this strip of paper. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what the term is that. I don't know what it's called, but it's I guess it's just a promo thing. It says evil shall reign, death shall prevail. Feel the wrath of Euronymous, and then has like a picture of the cover art. And then on the back here it says Euronymous, surrender unto evil. Southeast Asia blackened death metal, the most mysterious recording from Singapore's darkest days, and then it just is a year date of 1991 on the bottom there. Some like, it says stereo limited edition black vinyl. But yeah, that's some weird promo strip thing that came with the demo. Anyway, on to the next thing. Next up is the self-titled album by the thrash metal band Hobbs Angel of Death. For those who don't know who this band is, they're basically the Australian equivalent of Slayer. Not to say that they're like a tribute band or like just like copying their sound. They have their own unique. They kind of sound like Slayer. This definitely the Hell Awaits album is definitely the main influence on the musicality here, but like it's that, but like again they truly make that Slayer sound their own and do some really cool, unique stuff with it. There were 2 other albums by this band, but they're pretty bland and forgettable. But this self-titled debut demo is absolutely fantastic, and again, just like with everything featured in this video, I highly recommend you check it out. Alright. Next up is another band from Australia, Slaughterlord. This is a compilation. This contains everything they ever recorded. There are 2 demos and as well as a couple of rehearsal recordings. Yeah, just a really great band. Definitely one of the most fast and aggressive thrash metal bands I've ever heard. Yeah, they're absolutely fantastic. Although this took me a while to get this compilation because it was a limited run and it's really hard to find now. Yeah. All right, let's see. I have 2 more things here. Alright, next up is the album Fearsick by the death thrash band Inhuman Condition. This is a really interesting band. So, which band member is it? This band actually features one of the original band members from Massacre. Is it the drummer or the bass player? I'm not sure. Can't remember, but it's one of the 2. It's either the drummer or the bass player from Massacre, the original lineup. Basically at one point when Massacre got back together, there was a period of time where it was like everyone except Cam Lee. And then Cam Lee came back, and then Rick Ross left, and then one of the other 2 band members left as well. One of those, again, I can't remember, it was either the bass player or the drummer that founded this band relatively recently. I think they performed in like 2020 or something like that. Basically, this band is, the way to describe them is like, imagine Massacre didn't deviate from their sound from their first full-length album. Like, imagine if they did it like I guess 2 albums, because this band only has 2 albums so far. But just imagine if they continued with the sound and style of the From Beyond album. Just imagine if Massacre, did that instead of completely changing their sound. That's pretty much what this band is, and especially this album. This is their second album. I'd say their first album is still similar to that, but I guess it's kind of, they're finding their footing. But this is where they perfected their style and sound, in my opinion. But yeah, also I thought it was originally this was the same artist. The artwork was done by the same artist who did that Massacre album. But no, it's just someone who actually does a very similar art style to what's his name? I can't remember the artist's name, but yeah, it's not him. It's someone just who has a very similar art style to him. Yeah, fantastic album. All right. I have one more thing to show you guys. And there it is. Alright, last but certainly not least is the compilation album by the thrash metal band Rotting Corpse. This compilation album is called Thrash in Pain or Die Insane. This is a compilation of their first 4 demos. I'm not sure if they ever put out a full-length album. I know there was a couple split EPs or split albums or something like that, and like maybe a single or 2. But I don't think they're still active, but this is the first thing they've put out in a long time. Like, this is recent. This is actually from this year. Yeah, I don't think they have a full-length album, at least not yet. But hopefully they'll put out one at some point. But this compilation, is their first 4 demos from the 80s, back when, they were way more active than they were for a long time. But anyway, yeah, some really cool thrash metal. I'd say to describe their sound is like, imagine mixing the bands Slayer and Slaughterlord, and then throwing in sort of a tad of like crossover thrash into that mix. That's the best way I could describe the sound of not Slaughterlord, Rotting Corpse. Yeah. Alright, so that's about it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all guys, and I'll see you guys next time.